My name is Oluwaseyi Ogushinasan. I'm from Ilaramoki in the federal local government area of Ondo State. I reside here at number 7 Egomu Street, Elelewon, in Obiapo local government area of Rivers State. I've been in this state for the past 28 years now. Yes, but unfortunately, to my greatest surprise, on the 7th of August, a tragedy that I've never experienced in my life before me and my family. I was at my place of work when my wife called me that my daughter has been kidnapped. I was like, what happened? How did it happen? She said they were in the house. Not that she sent her an error. That the person that took my daughter, that they said they took her in the keke and they've gone towards Akpado Junction. So immediately I left where I was. I ran down to Akpado Junction to check all the keke there. I didn't see my daughter. I called one of my brother to move towards ordinary roundabout. That one went there. I called him, did you see favor? She said no, that she didn't see favor. I was like, what is the problem? What is happening? Then I now saw my wife and I called her. How did it happen? She said she was in my sitting room. They were watching TV together. She, my daughter, Favor Oluwaseyi, she's 12 years old, and her friend, God's Grace, Godfrey, of same age group with my daughter. We are living in the same compound. I think the next available flats, that was where they are staying. And that my wife left the two of them in my sitting room. They were watching the TV to toilet in our room. But before my wife could come out, unfortunately, she didn't see the two of them again. She said she now shared the neighborhood. She shared the next flat. My daughter was nowhere to be found. The other one, to God's grace, God's free, was nowhere to be found. And my daughter went outside, my wife went outside with my first daughter. They both searched all around this vicinity, the environment. There were nowhere, two of them were nowhere to be found. According to them, they now said, about 1 hour later, they now saw the other girl, which is Godfrey, God Grace. She was jumping down from the hub E. My wife now said she called her. Where is your friend that both of you were watching TV together? She said, somebody has taken my daughter away. That they put my daughter in keke. Just like that, from inside out. How do you people, what brought people outside the flats? She said she doesn't know. They were watching TV as the mother went inside. They now came outside the gate, and from there, she now saw my daughter. She saw Favor going with one man, and she was now calling Favor. Favor, do you know this man you are following? Favor, do you know this man you are following? I said, what kind of story is that? On my own. I now called the girl. I said, God's grace, what really happened? She said they were watching TV in my house, and they both came to the gate, and suddenly she now saw Favor going with one man, and she was now asking, Favor, do you know this man you are following? I'm not like, this Favor responded to you, because if it was that, I want to believe that Favor wouldn't have known herself to respond. I asked her, the Favor responded to, she said yes. I said, what does Favor told you? She said Favor told her that when we get there that she will see. I was like, she will. I said, where the people now go to? She said they trek to the main road. You trek from the house distance between the house to the main road is not a small distance, and you could not call anybody on the street. You could not. I said, "Are you aware that my wife is inside?" She said, "Yes." Then why did you call my wife? She was like, she was not looking. And I said, "Okay. How did you move her? The person that favor follow."
Okay, sir. Sorry to cut in.
Yes, sir.
Have you contacted the police?
Yes, sir. I've done that.
What has happened?
I contacted the police immediately the incident occurred. I went to Elele division. The signal, they did their normal signal in my presence, and we waited till the next day. The next day, there was no any response from the police. The third day, the incident happened on the 7th of August. The third day, which happened to be the 9th of August, a number called for ransom. In fact, initially the number did not call. He said I called my wife number that my wife should come to Eleme Junction by the flyover to come and collect favor. We were on our way going before we even get to the mosque. All you mean? He called back that how much was my wife coming with. My wife was crying that you didn't tell me about money initially. That if you needed money, you should have told me that she wasn't prepared for any money. At the end of the day, they negotiated. She said my wife should bring 100,000 naira to come and collect favor. So my wife now asked, should she come with cash or transfer? They said no, that they will send an account detail and will be transferred to them. Right there, they sent a UBA account and we made the payment into that account, 100,000 naira. I will confirm the payment of the 100,000 naira. They demanded for another money.
How much was it this time around?
This time around again, they demanded for 100,000 naira again. My wife now said, give my daughter phone, let me hear her voice. And they refused. They said no, that where they are is distant from where the girl is. That when you make the payment, at the end of the day, we will put a call across and we will release her to you. So on this note, we don't have confidence in them any longer, because that was what they said in the first time, and at the end of the day, they demanded for another money.
Okay,
so,
did you report this payment of money? Is the police aware?
Yes,
of this development?
The police is aware there, because I haven't left the Elele division. I went to anti-kidnapping unit, Okoro. I reported the matter there. Anti-kidnapping unit came to invite the girl and the mom. The girl came, they brought her to police station. At the end of the day, they now said the girl is a minor, that they cannot detain her, they cannot charge her to court. I was now like, if the girl is a minor, if a minor should kill a minor, are we going to say they can't charge the minor to court and they can't detain the girl? They silence the matter on that note. So at a point in time, when I discovered that the girl's father, who based in Delta State, in the name of, who claimed to be a pastor in a mountain of fire, I later discovered that the girl's father was going behind me to Okoro police station to extract information. In fact, when the girl in question was going out with my daughter, I heard her brother saw them along the line and called her, and she showed someone who claimed that my daughter was following a strange man, and she herself doesn't know the strange man. And my brother now called her. She shunned the brother to fulfill the mission. Sorry, sir. Let me quickly put in this one. There was a CCTV camera that captured the two of them when they step out of the main road where they corner. In that CCTV camera, sir, and is available, and I will present it to you. The step of the said girl was faster than my daughter. It was more of like she lured my daughter out of my house, because we didn't send her an error.
Okay, sir. Sorry again to cut in. That CCTV camera, where is it positioned? Who owns that CCTV?
It's a fast food at that main road, opposite ROS TV and adjacent ROS TV. Bonjour fast food is still there. It's a camera position to secure the environment, but that was the street, the backyard of the company, the fast food, that they passed out to the junction.
Have you alerted the police about this CCTV camera?
On this note, sir, I alerted the police. I even sent it to them. Okay. They are aware of it.
What did they do?
In fact, initially, the current commander that is handling the matter, who has worked before but later relented, was initially angry when he saw the CCTV camera. That is convinced within him, before the girl and the mother and one of the pastors that came from Mountain of Fire on behalf of the husband of the father, that is convinced that this girl still has so many things in her mind that she has not aired out. But unfortunately, since that last year that girl came to that station, they have not reinvited her. She has not been reinvited.
Okay, very lastly from me. So what are you expecting the government to do concerning this scenario you just painted?
Sir, what
are your demands?
Before this your request, sir.
Answer my question directly. Don't take me round and round. I know what I'm looking for. Okay. It's on the strength of that I'm asking you questions.
Okay, sir.
Can you answer me directly? What do you want government to do? I'm not here for long stories.
Okay, sir. What I'm after government to do is for my daughter to gain her freedom and be reunited back to us. As a matter of fact, on this, the number that called that demanded for ransom, the young man has been in prison, in Enugu prison, since 2021. And that is my major concern, that how can somebody be in the prison and still committing crime outside? And that is where I need the federal government, the president of this country, President Tinubu himself. I need the national security advisor on this matter. I need the controller general on this matter. I need the IGP on this matter. I need the CP of Rivers State on this matter. I also need the Rivers State government to step into this matter. And all the human rights activists. Because somebody in the prison in Nigeria, it means we are no longer safe. As the country is concerned, there's somebody within in the prison, a prison that's supposed to control somebody, and will be there, will be perpetrating more evil to the citizens of Nigeria. I think on this note, sir, my daughter has been trafficked, has been sold out. My daughter needs to regain her freedom with her family.
The only question, because the way you are sounding, is as if this matter you have not reported officially to the Rivers Police Commander.
Sir!
Yeah, because you are the way you are sounding, you say anti-cultism. Why I'm asking this question is, if I call President Boko, are you sure she will not tell you don't have to plead for this matter?
Sir, as a matter of fact, sir, a policeman defrauded me of 250,000 naira on this issue.
How?
How he defrauded me was, he claimed that he want to track the number that called for ransom and arrest, and he charged me 350,000 naira, and I paid him 250,000 naira, only to later discover that this young man was sending me fake information. How did I know about this? I come to know about this when we later discovered that the young man, that the phone number he claimed that he was tracking, as the person is in the prison, and he claimed that the person went to Uyo, from Uyo to Abia State, from Abia State they went to exchange gun back to Atutisioma, and from there again, he now lied to me that was when CP Olatunji Disu was still in town in Port Harcourt, that CP Olatunji Disu asked me to bring 300,000 naira Again, I don't take it 200.
What's the answer?
I'm answering your question. It was on this note I have to go to headquarters of the Nigeria police, River State headquarters in Moscow Road, and I was asked to write petition from the CP office, which I wrote the petition. The petition was submitted to my one division. Tactical unit in my one division, search department precisely.
Okay, last question from me. You have said something very serious. You said the number that called, the person is in Enugu prison.
Yes, sir.
How did you get that fact?
Yes, sir. How we were able to get the facts, the phone number that called, we tracked the number from my one division. We tracked the number to Enugu prison. The phone number that was attached to the UBA account, the police got the number out. We also tracked the same number. The same number was still showing Enugu prison. And that same phone number, the young man in the prison used it to communicate with his wife in Enugu, of which I mobilized the police with my money, which government supposed to be doing on behalf of the citizen. But I mobilized, government didn't do it. So you can imagine how much I spent on this matter to track one number. Nigeria police doesn't have tracking department. I pay for each phone number that I use my money, my hard money, to pay for each phone number that I track. Which one number is more than 50,000 naira just to track one number. And I know how much I spent on this matter. And I will not relent. And this is one of the major reasons I need the government to come into this matter.
Because this is record, if you love too much, I don't feel like that.
Yes, sir.
See, you said by one police station back to this thing, everything is in innocence.
Yes, sir.
Which means they have fact and they know where these people are.
Yes, sir.
Have they done any arrest on this?
They haven't gone to Enugu. And we were able to
the wife of the man in prison.
Yeah, we arrested the wife of the man in prison. We brought him to Port Harcourt. Now when we brought him to Port Harcourt, they interrogated the wife. The wife even admitted that she was doing a one chance business in Calabar. Yes, she made that confession to the police. That was before me. And now the same person that's supposed to be under detention until the whole matter is settled. I was just told overnight that they want to release her the next day that she was sick. I was angry with the police that how will you say you want to release her? Even the main target we want to get in the prison, we've not gotten the person. As at that time.
What of now?
We've later gone to the prison. We've seen the young man, my brother. If you see this young man in prison, you won't believe he's a prisoner. Because even the wristwatch in his hand, even me that have freedom, I don't use that kind of wristwatch. So he's living life in the prison, committing crime outside, and enjoying his life in a new Muslim process.
So what happened between?
I haven't come back from the prison till now, since last year. No any further effort. Because I've been the one, I will give them the idea. At the point the police was telling me the account doesn't have BVN. I sorted for BVN.
I think that you're being emotional. Let me just say you're being emotional.
Yes, let's get your perspective.
Sorry, sir. Just come to this other side.
Okay, my name is Commander for I am privileged to be chairman of River State Insecurity and the former CSO coalition there in River State. Across what has happened, the nation is a depressing story we have had as an organization. And frown seriously at the complicity of members of the Nigerian police force. And orders from the correctional service. We make bold to say this because all the persons that could be linked to this case have all been released. The girl that lured his daughter and she was kidnapped is nowhere to be found. In fact, since last year, she's not seen anywhere. She has packed out of the house. The police cannot produce her. And this is the same girl that lured the girl out of the house as seen in the CCTV camera. Secondly, the wife of the kidnapper is equally nowhere to be found. The police cannot produce her. Someone who confessed on record that she is into one chance, she has been released, she's nowhere to be found. The person, the account, the phone number the account was linked to, who was tracked to Enugu prison,